Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I am the James with the Games, and welcome. Oh, right. Welcome to Pikmin 2. Man, I love this game. I love this game. Although, this was so. I realize I love this. I'm saying that, but also, I had my advertising guy, Lux, choose it at random from a group of 6. This is the only game that was on that list that was not blind. I want to emphasize this. But also, due to the fact that my memory card was wiped when I got the Japanese GameCube, there's no Pikmin 2 data on this memory card anymore. But let us start a new game. Hocotate Fright is a long-haul deep space shipping company. One day, its only employee of any merit, Captain Olimar, crashed on an uncharted planet while on an interstellar vacation. There he was aided by indigenous creatures which he called Pikmin. In the end, Captain Olimar escaped. But in Olimar's absence, his employer, Hocotate Fright, ran into financial difficulties. Captain Olimar! Planet Hocotate. Hocotate Fright. I'm so glad you're safe. Yes, very glad, but sadly, I have an announcement that is not so glad. Our company is going under. Yes, we're finished. On his first mission, Louis here met a ravenous space bunny. And his entire load of golden pick brand carrots was eaten. Took out an enormous loan to repay the debt from this loss. Oh, wait. I decided to sell off corporate assets to pay off the loan, but the only asset we had to sell was your ship, the SS Dolphin. As for the rest of our loan, we have no means to repay it. What is that? Brought that back as a souvenir for your kid? Treasure! Money! Initiating valuation of recovered treasure. This artifact is worth 100 Pokos. This thing's worth 100 Pokos? That's more than a year's salary! What? There are more on that planet? They can repay our debt! You don't look alive! You must depart immediately! With Captain Olimar! I also realized that there was no game sound till then, so I apologize for that. Excuse me. Meh, that was close. I have averted a crash landing. Running diagnostics. Alert! Danger! Louis is missing! He must have somehow fallen out of his cockpit. He is not responding via his communicator. He is either in flouting protocol or in danger. Olimar, you must find Louis before he freezes to death in the cold of this planet. Wait a moment. Look! Could these be the Pikmin? They look like they are about to be devoured as we speak. You must help them quickly. Press B to call them with your whistle. Captain Olimar. You can also hold B to make the sound of your whistle carry farther. Remember? The Pikmin ran to your side. They seem to remember you, Captain Olimar. How fascinating. Give them instructions and do not delay. Hold A to grab and release it to throw it. And release to throw it. Well, that was easy. Then again, that's the easiest enemy in the game. Easiest, like, aggressive enemy. Attention, Captain Olimar. I have just re-established my communications link with Louis. It is fortunate we have managed to confirm his safety. Press Y to communicate with him. I am quite interested in the details of his condition. Louis, allow me to assess your condition. As per our safety protocols, are you at all injured? Is that so? Then my concerns are eased. Our communication link shows you are nearby. Can you make your way to our location? Press start pause to contact me and obtain information about the terrain. Oh, hello, Onion! Louis, the odd object before you appears to be one of the onions mentioned in Olimar's report. What? The seed the onion ejected just sprouted. According to Olimar's report, it can be plucked with a... 2, 3. And if you watched my Pikmin 1 Let's Play, you know that the first day for me is always a bit weird because of, I wait until every leaf is a flower before I pluck it. Louis, the sprout that recently emerged is emitting a strange light and swaying hypnotically. According to Olimar's exploration report, you should be able to pluck the sprouts with a... Boink. Boink. I'm trying to do this as slow as possible, just to... Boink. 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 Likewise, you can also see here that Belaposies also regenerate their health, but super duper slowly. I believe, at the very least. Oh, I can't hear anything out of my right ear. There we go, now I can hear out of both ears. Perhaps this object is one of the treasures that we are searching for. The only reason we found it here is because this is where you crash landed. How fortunate. I would like to appraise it, but you must regroup with Olimar first. Can you see him? Press L to move the camera behind you, R to zoom, and Z to change angles. But also we hear the bloop. That means our leaf turned into a bud. And if we continue waiting, probably here in another minute or two, that bud will become a flower. Have them carry it over to the bag. And... walk on over. And now we sit and we wait for this bud to be a flower. I do enjoy this game. I wholeheartedly enjoy this game. Part of it, though, is also just because of... there's a lot more bosses in Pikmin 2 than Pikmin 1. Oh, hey, flower! Louie, this must be one of the Pikmin creatures from Olimar's report. It is staring at you. You can use C to issue objectives to your Pikmin squad and even direct their movement. You can disband your squad with X. Interesting. Olimar's description of the creatures resembling pick carrots was surprisingly accurate. Louie, my sensors have detected drool in the corner of your mouth. Are you alright? Meow? Okay, we have our first Pikmin, which means we can throw it up here. And our one little guy will begin carrying these all to the onion. Ew. Yes, the Pikmin gather nutrients, hold them to the onion, and further propagate the species. The onion is a Pikmin mothership! Reviewing Olimar's report. And also, if you zoom in close enough, yes, this chapstick is pink. It's strawberry flavored. But reviewing Olimar's report, it seems repeating. Yeah! I forgot. One of the wheels on this chair freaking broke before I started streaming today. Like, literally, it broke. There's the camera. See? The wheel's now in two pieces. Just my word. Let's one rapidly pluck Pikmin sprouts. I hope I read all of that. You carry that one over. Breathe. Breathe, James. And then we have our one red start digging the battery out. As we wait for all those leaves to become flowers. Just slowly digging it out. We have 2 buds. Four buds. It has been 21 minutes. 6 buds. I do love when you watch this, you can actually see them slowly dig the item out. Wait a second. Couldn't a screw have gone into this? How could it break? How could it break this badly in this sort of fashion? Plus, the way these wheels are, there's like absolutely no way to like tape this back together. I don't think I have strong enough tape for this either. At least not here. You appear lost. Try pressing Y to change leaders and combine your wits and strength. If an object blocking your path won't punch when pushed, try compressing it with weight. We have 10 buds. Oh, we have 2 flowers. Oh, it finally dug it up. I did not press A twice. I have no clue why it pulled both of them out. Five, 6, 7. No, I did not tell you to do that. Come on, one more. Thank you. And here we have all 16 of our little white flower red Pikmin. Don't worry, I don't go this nuts every single day. It's only the first day. Captain Olimar, Louis, you are reunited at last. This has been a troublesome start to our trip. But now that you must feel assured that your combined wits can get you through anything, correct? From now on, use B to form a single group, X solo action, and Y to change leaders. Now we have 6 of our flowers. Take it over to the onion. That's literally all the food that's here right now. And that produces 4 more sprouts. Which, likewise, since it's the first day, there's no timer, and dadgummit, no matter where I put my webcam in this, it's going to be in the way. Because of there's Olimar and Louie in the bottom left. The timer will be up across the top, and the bottom right has the Pikmin numbers. And I'm going to have Olimar be main. Even though I find Louie interesting, Louie is such a tons of times. And there's 4 buds. And likewise, we can't exactly do the other bag over here because of this requires 35 Pikmin if I remember right. Yep, 35. That ain't happening. And wait for the flowers. Sorry, I'm actually having a really interesting and funny conversation with one of my friends from the D&D games about, like, why when Christmas is makes no sense. Because of, first off, one, when Mary and Joseph went to Bethlehem for the Bethlehem, it was due to the fact that Herod had ascended to the throne and Herod wanted to do a census, which is a reasonable enough action to do. But the thing is that Herod's census actually has historical records attached to it, and it didn't happen in the winter. It happened in July. July of 37. The year 37 AD. And if it had happened in the winter, how many of people would have died due to that trek? It would have been insane. But current reactor. Our first day of exploration has yielded our first treasure. We will be done in record time. I took the liberty of naming it when I appraised it. The name reflects my current thinking. Leave it to me to think up catchy names for hit products is but one of my many talents. We shall end our first day here and report back to our president. His face will certainly be joyous. However, to communicate with Hokatate, we must fly into low orbit above the planet. We will not return to the surface until morning, so as to avoid the indigenous nocturnal creatures. But on top of that, in the actual story for the birth of Jesus, it mentions that the shepherds were out with their flocks tending to them in the fields. You do not do that in the middle of winter, especially not in that area. Do you know how cold it gets in the area around Israel during that time of year? There is snow on the blinking ground. So, it doesn't make sense to have your fields out in the middle of the winter. It makes sense during the summer. You found your first bit of treasure. Fine work. Our future depends on your efforts, so check your treasure load regularly. I'll check in often. Keep up the pace. In saving. And we still only have one area to go. Valley of Repose. Down we go. Good morning, workers. Ready for another day of toiling for the profit of your company? The Pikmin seem to still be asleep inside their onion. What lazy creatures! No wonder they lack survival skills. Stand beneath the onion and press A to call them out. And now we take out all 20 of our reds. And today, unlike yesterday, we actually have goals to complete. And see that little timer up in the upper left? We need to go ahead and fill up our quotas before Wait for the leaves to catch up. I really do despise the fact that the leaves are this slow. Don't like that. Have the 3 leaves come with me. I'm pretty sure if you actually, like, planned it exactly right, you could have it so that way all of the leaves become flowers before you do anything here on this day, but I'm not patient enough for that. On day 1, I managed because of the fact that day 1, you legit can't, the time doesn't progress. And now they bring it back. Bloop. I'm waiting to see if any more become buds before I start plucking. That's a pretty good amount. Although technically, I may just wait to see if the last leaves become buds before the first buds become flowers. I actually want to test that. I really do. That's 2. 2. Oh, look! There's already flowers! Well, that was busted. Really? When will the last leaf become a bud? Will there be another round of flowers, or will they stay... Okay, time to pick. Well, it was pretty close. But for those of you who don't know anything about Pikmin, reds are immune to fire and are the strongest of the base Pikmin types. And also, I didn't learn about this till Chugga Conroy's playthrough, but Bum Rush! Okay, that apparently... The Bum Rush works really well in Pikmin 1, but apparently it's not that great in Pikmin 2. Okay, that was vastly different. Now, go ahead, grab the one leaf that's left over here. Oh, there. I'm like, where's that last Pikmin? Up to 69 Pikmin. And also, yes, I do realize one Pikmin died. And since today's actually like the very second day, which is like the first day you can actually have Pikmin die. I will count that as a death, but going forward, I'm going to basically have a rule of that I shall add a death either like when like 10 Pikmin die. When it's so bad that I have to reset the game, or I'm trying to think of like how to word a lot of this properly. How could Pikmin destroy such a massive wall when their might is ferocious? Louis, did Olimar instruct you on proper Pikmin commanding protocol? Apparently not. Olimar, you are failing in your duty as a superior. Allow me to explain. Pressing A to grab Pikmin and release to throw them. Call them into a group with B. Press X to disband the group and C to issue orders and objectives to the group. C is useful for swarming Pikmin around treasure and enemies or making them march in a straight line. I'm like, I'm pressing X, dagnabbit. Have Olimar wait here. Have Louis go towards the Axel dungeon here. Interesting, warm air is welling up from the hole in the ground before you. What could the lion underground? What is wrong? You both show presence of unease. Do not fear, the leader's group of Pikmin will join you. I shall dispatch my research pod too. Approach the hole and press A to jump in. Come on, you guys. Come here. Utter scrap. 170 Pokos. That was a really weird formation. And now head in to Emergence Cave. Intriguing. My heat sensors indicate that this hole's interior is warmer than on the surface. Analysis suggests subterranean areas may support different life forms than the surface. You wish to check underground terrain, press start pause to communicate with me. I am not just a ship, I am an all-purpose support pod. And say hello to Snowy Bulborbs. Gotcha. Okay. And also, that was pretty bad. So I count that as a death. Then you grab this. I should have had 70 Pikmin by now. Citrus lump. And the other one becomes... Oh. This hole appears to be quite neat. My sensors indicate more treacherous terrain ahead. Louie, do you recall that you can't adjust the camera without RNG, correct? Your expression suggests you do. Excellent, and then press home, press A to enter it. Pikmin have disappeared! Cleansing emblem. Bottle caps. Delve deeper? Yep. Yeah. Game has been saved. Urchin's Cave, sub-level 2. I love it when the game does that. It's inconceivable that such an immense object has been buried for so long. The design on the outer shell resembles the surface of the planet is seen from space! Perhaps this can be used for something other than salvage. But how will we ever lift it? I fear that even 100 red Pikmin will be unable to lift it. But anyways, come on over here and bloop. I'm purposefully not picking up the bulb orbs because I like to make it a personal challenge to see how long I can go without taking monster remains to the ship. I've actually gone a fairly long time in these games at times before I get to such a point. Astounding, a flower blooms in a cave deep beneath the snowy landscape. Clearly it is warmer down here than above. Look, the Pikmin are restless. They look as if they yearn to be tossed into the flower. I love the fact that there's actual plants down here, plants in these places. It just makes it feel more alive, you know? But anyways, time to pluck these, which are purple Pikmin. I love these guys. Also because I love the color purple. Amazing, a purple Pikmin in his hair. It is quite stocky. It seems very heavy and strong. This kind of Pikmin was not mentioned in your report, Olimar. It must be an entirely new type. Transforming Pikmin by tossing them into flowers? Intriguing. Perhaps there are others. But the purple Pikmin, however, are also insanely strong. Strong enough, in fact, that... However, they are very slow. Which makes it hard for them to keep up with the main group. I normally would let them mature to flowers, but we do not have that kind of time here. $160. Anytime now, fellas. Spherical Atlas. There is a device resembling a microchip embedded inside the sphere, retrieving data. Error, I can only decode a portion of the data, but I did retrieve new geographic charts. I will input this data into my planetary database and name it the Sphere Chart. Press Start Pause to contact me and access the Explorer Kit on the radar screen with L. Now that we have this new data, you should explore the decoded territory tomorrow. And that is all that is down here. Astounding! Water is shooting out of this geyser with incredible force. Sensors indicate it has enough power to launch you into the air. Approach it and press A to try. Shape to the surface? Yep. And the purple Pikmin come with us. Cave complete. Save. You have successfully returned to the planet's surface. Excellent decision-making, gentlemen. We must celebrate your first successful spelunking expedition. You've gathered a large amount of data that needs in-depth analysis. I shall send a report back to your president tonight detailing your progress. Olimar and Louie, since you will explore a new area tomorrow, today's work is done. What? You still want to work? Unacceptable. You may not realize it, but you're exhausted. You should take a much-needed rest, as you have all the time you need to collect treasure. Haste makes waste, so take it slow and steady. Hey, we're almost 10% done. Captain's logs. We can't exactly do that joke because of... It's not a journal. It's an email. Baby steps first, Dalamar. Plan well and don't worry about me. Our debt is with Happy Hockatate Savings and Loan after all. Besides, there's nothing left to repossess. So ha! And that unlocks the Awakening Wood. I realize I've only been streaming for an hour, but it's also Friday, and I have a meeting to go to in like 30 minutes. So, I'm gonna end this episode here for now. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy my work, and please do share my content and join the Discord. It really does help me out. And follow me here on Twitch and on Facebook in order to come aboard the Starship LP. Where no matter if you're a hero, villain, or NPC. I hope when all our games are over to see you